How about that?
Okay. Sound fixed. Mr. Majors, would you please call the roll?
Aguilar, Balmer, Baumgartner, Brophy, Cadman,
Excused.
Crowder, Grantham, Guzman, Harvey, Heath, Herpin, Hill, Hodge, Johnston,
Excused.
Jones, Kafalas, Kerr, King, Lambert, Lundberg, Marble, Newell, Nicholson, Renfro, Rivera, Roberts, Scheffel, Schwartz, Stedman, Toktrop, Todd,
Excused.
Ulibarri,
Excused.
Zenzinger,
Senator Cadman is present.
Madam President,
Here. With 32 present, 0 absent, 3 excused, we have a quorum. Approval of the journal. Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I move that the reading of the journal of Tuesday, January 14th, be dispensed with and that the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. Any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Senate Services.
January 15, 2014, correctly printed Senate Bill 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, and 89.
Introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 90 by Senator Baumgartner concerning eliminating the background check requirement for a private transfer of a firearm between persons who are step relatives.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 91 by Senator Renfro and Representative Wright concerning the requirement that the federal government transfer title to all agricultural public lands to the state.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 92 by Senator Rivera and Representative Williams concerning the creation of the crime of insurance fraud.
Judiciary.
Senate Bill 93 by Senator John and Representatives May and Sonnenberg concerning equivalent authority for pipeline companies to acquire right-of-way.
Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy.
Senate Bill 94 by Senator Rivera and Representative Wright concerning criminal background checks performed pursuant to transfers of firearms.
State Veterans and Military Affairs. Senator Johnston is present to this morning's roll call. Consideration of resolutions. Mr. Majors, would you please read the title to Senate Joint Resolution 2?
Senate Joint Resolution 2 by Senator Kafalas and Representatives Janal and Fisher concerning civility and respect in the Colorado General Assembly.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. And I'm shortly going to move that we lay this bill over until May 8th. And let me just thank the sponsor, Senator Kafalas, for his understanding. And we have spoken, and I think you all would agree that obviously actions, when it comes to civility, actions speak louder than words. And I know we're all going to conduct ourselves civilly in this body to each other. And And with that, Madam President, I will move that SJR 002 lay over until May 8th.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes have it. Senate Joint Resolution 2 will lay over until May 8th. Committee reports.
January 14, 2014, Madam President, the Committee on Finance has had on consideration and has had hearing on the following appointments. Recommends the appointments be confirmed. State Board of Equalization for terms expiring September 2nd, 2017. Sandra M. Adams of Denver, Colorado, serve as representative with knowledge of property taxation, reappointed. Charles S. Brown of Littleton, Colorado, serve as representative with knowledge of property taxation, reappointed. January 14, 2014, Committee on Finance, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee, recommends the following Senate Bill 19 be amended as follows and as amended before the Committee of the Whole with favorable recommendation.
Please add Senator Ulibarri to this morning's roll. Hey, Senator. Are we doing the change in sponsorship? Members, there is a change in sponsorship. The following change in bill sponsorship will occur. Representative Williams will be added as a joint prime sponsor with Representative Sane and Senator Marble on Senate Bill 63. Announcements. Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. Before we get into announcements, I'm going to request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
And members, if I could have your attention, please. Yesterday, Senator Nancy Todd's mother-in-law passed away, and that's why she is not here today. She is in Kansas. Her mother-in-law was 101 years old and was an incredible woman, and had a great life. And she fell down, and as so many people, this happened to my mother, fell down and broke her hip, and so often people don't recover from that. But she had been wonderful up until that time, but it was a little unexpected that looked like she was recovering, and anyway, she passed away yesterday. So, Madam President, I'm just going to ask that we just take a moment of silence and reach out to the Todds and be grateful for a woman who lived a wonderful life of 101 years. So, if I may. Thank you.
Thank you. Other announcements? Senator Balmer. Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, tomorrow we're going to have at lunch in room 112, we're going to have the Colorado Legislative Animal Welfare Caucus, which this year is becoming a more bipartisan caucus. And we're going to learn tomorrow about a bill that's going to be coming through the legislative process, which is going to be complicated for all of us to get our hands around. It's called the Pet Animal Care Facilities Act. And this is a sunset bill that they are relicensed every 7 years. This has to do with pet shops. And there's a lot of controversy surrounding pet shops. So if you want to learn more about pet shops, come tomorrow to the Claw Caucus at 12 noon in room 112. We will serve you lunch. Thank you.
Senator Hill.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I'd just like to introduce Brigadier General Mark Skraba, who's currently in the process of retiring. He served for 33 years, most recently at the United States European Command as the Director of the Joint Interagency Counter-Trafficking Sector. And so his role there was to bring all elements of United States resources together to fight transnational organized crime, especially human trafficking. So, Mark, it's great to have you here.
Senator Grantham. Crowder. And Senator Crowder.
Colleagues, we have some other special guests here today as well. Got some visitors from the Consulate General in Azerbaijan, in Los Angeles. The Consul General from Azerbaijan that's stationed in Los Angeles, excuse me, Consul General Nassimi Agayev. and it's an honor to have him here. We've been in communication with him for the last few days. Just a little bit of information on him. He is the Consul General for the Consular District that includes California and 12 other Western United States, including Colorado. Prior to Los Angeles, the Consul General served as the Counselor for Political and Public Affairs at Azerbaijan's embassy in Washington, D.C., and joined Azerbaijan's diplomatic service in 1999. The Consul General also served as the country's embassies in Austria, Germany, as well as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Baku. The Consul General holds Master of European Law degree from the Europa Institute of the Saarland University, Germany, and BA and MA degrees in International Relations from the Baku State University, Azerbaijan. He is fluent in English, and French, and German, and Russian, and Spanish, and Turkish, and any one of you can test him on that. The Consul General holds the diplomatic rank of Envoy Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of First Class. And I'd just like you to give him a warm welcome here, folks, and welcome him to the great state of Colorado.
Senator Crowder.
Construction of 3 wind power plants with a total capacity of 135.3 megawatts in Azerbaijan will be completed in 2015. The State Agency for Alternative and Renewable Energy. Moreover, 2 plants with the capacity of 50 megawatt and a 5.3 megawatt respectively will be constructed in the villages of Yeni Yashma and Shirabad in Azerbaijan's Kizi region. Azerbaijan, as you can see, is a very progressive country when it comes to energy production and expansion. Not only alternative energy, but also fossil fuel to keep up with a world economy that demands growth with responsible environmental atmosphere in place. On behalf of the state of Colorado and the Denver Broncos, we welcome Consular General Agaev to our state and to continue a dialogue between our countries for the betterment of all citizens. Sir, welcome.
Senator Lambert.
Thank you, Madam President. And I just also had wanted to mention the military relationships that we've been able to develop with Azerbaijan. Very important for our regional stability in that area. And just one of the little articles here I'd like to read very quickly. U.S.-Azerbaijani security relationships developed along several paths, including Azerbaijan's active participation in NATO's Partnership for Peace program and the U.S.-led missions in Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Partnership for Peace is a program that's managed out of Mons, Belgium, through the Supreme Headquarters, Allied Powers Europe, part of the military operations of NATO. And Azerbaijan has been a fast friend in that region, making the difference in not just the U.S. presence in that region, but the stability of the entire area. Just as a note, back in January 2008, Senator Richard Lugar of Indiana was the head of the time of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and he called Azerbaijan one of the remaining friends that America has in the Caspian Basin. And at that time, during that visit, Senator Lugar also suggested that he and, at the time, his fellow Senate Foreign Relations Committee member, Joseph Biden, endorsed the need for a special representative focused on energy issues. So this has been a very, very important key strategic relationship I think we've had between Washington, D.C. and Azerbaijan. We appreciate your friendship and support. Thank you.
Senator Grantham.
Thank you, Madam President. And just very briefly, we have a unique opportunity here, and folks, I hope you take the opportunity to go and meet the Consul General. The relations that Azerbaijan and the U.S. have are quite important, and the history of Azerbaijan is unique and very interesting if you take the opportunity to look at it. When they first became they were actually emerged as the first parliamentary republic in the Muslim world back in 1918. Unfortunately, it was just 2 short years before the Bolshevik invasion, and of course we know some of the history there. But one of the unique things we know about Azerbaijan is that it had already granted in 1918 its citizens equal rights, regardless of ethnicity, religious affiliation. It granted equal voting rights to both men and women, actually before the United States did. It was a pioneer in such things in that part of the world and across the entire world. Azerbaijan is home to a very vibrant and centuries-old Jewish community and has developed strong relations with Israel, which I know many of us in here find very important. Not only, as Senator Lambert mentioned, is it a partner in peace, it's also a great partner in trade and commerce with the United States, responsible for many direct jobs right here in the United States, upwards of 11,000, and many multi-million-dollar contracts with U.S.-based companies. And so it's a very important relationship that our state and our nation has with this country, and we very much appreciate their visit here. And we have the privilege and the honor of giving you a couple of mementos of your visit here, including this fine Denver Broncos hat. The soon-to-be Super Bowl champion, right? Denver Broncos. As well as a Colorado state flag, which we will hand to you here very shortly. So thank you, sir, for being here, and we welcome you to the great state of Colorado.
Thank you. Other announcements? Senator Baumgartner.
Thank you, Madam President. I don't know what happened to Senator Tahoe.
And Senator Togtrot.
Yeah. So again, we're down here asking for money for the National Western Livestock Junior Auction. Everybody's name on this side of the aisle is on there, and I've only got a few checks, but I'm going to make sure there's a check next to every name here. So give as much as you can. We greatly appreciate it, and I know that the kids that work so hard to get there will.
Senator Togtrot.
Thank you, Madam President, and ditto. You know, if you guys give your money, we'll quit coming up here and bugging you. So, your dollar doesn't count, Senator Johnston.
When's the deadline?
Next Friday.
A week from Friday.
Thank you both. Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the Agriculture Committee, today is your lucky day. You get a visit from the Joint Budget Committee, so be sure and bring your little lavender booklet with you that summarizes this year's budget briefings, because that's what we'll be going through. We'll see you shortly upon adjournment. Otherwise, the Joint Budget Committee's meeting as printed in the journal.
Senator Cadman.
Thank you, President Carroll. Request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. It's not Groundhog Day. Don't worry about that. You know, yesterday was extraordinary for all of us. I know. It was a tough day. And frankly, there's a situation here that created a perfect storm. The bottom line for, I think, every one of us is that we are committed to being here to protect and to preserve this institution and all that it represents, not for the sake of working in a beautiful building that's been here for longer than we have and longer than we will be, but for what it means to the people who sent us here and who will send those here after us, right? As I'm looking towards just a couple more years here, it's almost like I'm just getting started and I've been here for 14. That's how long you get to serve here, and that's the honor of serving in this place. But there was definitely something seriously wrong
in what happened to lead us to yesterday. I will admit, I believe in my heart there is an absence of malice, but that doesn't change the fact of what happened. And I really appreciate the conversations that I've had with the President and Majority Leader and some of my colleagues about how to work together to make sure what we saw with that situation and those bills never happens. Because the fact that we don't know how to stop it yet means it will happen. And we have a mutual commitment for something greater than ourselves to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cadman, and also for the conversations. We too have a renewed commitment to working with you, both sides of the aisle, and appreciate you taking the time this morning to let members know, just for clarity, because they may not know, it looks like the order of two bills got flipped in the process. And so with that, I think that was the misunderstanding, and we have had good conversations and a renewed commitment to be working together, and appreciate those conversations very much. And with that, Mr. Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President, and I will add my word of thanks as well for the conversations, and appreciate it very much. I don't think there are any further announcements other than saying that all the committees as scheduled today and tomorrow morning are meeting as scheduled. And with that, Madam President, I will move we adjourn to 9 a.m. Thursday, January 16th.
All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate will be adjourned until 9 a.m. Thursday, January 16th.